Cribb Show.
Hey, first off, man, don't be ringing my doorbell like that, man. Come on in the crib, man.
Despite Prince being an awesome, play every instrument can do, he still had time to do Jehovah's Witness. I don't feel nobody in the comedy game done more than me for the female comedians. Kevin Hart like that.
Yeah.
I gotta put Kevin in there already.
Who would Dave Chappelle be in a comedy scene? What you compare as an athlete?
I'm talking about Dave Chappelle would be the Jordan or LeBron of comedy.
Yeah.
I brung Dick Gregory to VA 3 times.
Yeah, you don't know who I am? I'm Pezo Coconut. All right, so check this out. When I first started the crib, I had this young man. He was a young whippersnapper, one of the hardest grinders I ever known, man. Anguz Black.
What's happening?
Yeah, man, come on in and chill, man, and sit down in the crib, man. What's going on with you?
Man, it's crazy that like you doing an interview with me, and the first interview was me getting a job. So it's like, dang, I'm back in front of my employer again.
I mean, you know what, man? I always knew it's just certain things that what God gifted me with, you know, to be able to see certain things, to see the good in people or see the talent in people. I'm going to tell you, man, like, to see you taking a picture with Tyler Perry, get on the stage and just crush the audience with your comedy and your hosting, man, I just get so, I get bubbles, bro. I ain't even gonna I get goosebumps because it's like when I seen you for the first time and you was doing that, I had an indication in my spirit that was something you was gonna do. Not until now, because I used to pick up Angus, man, almost every day and take him to the station. So, you know what I'm saying? Because he didn't have a car at the time.
Yeah, it was somebody from the station was going to pick me up. He picked me up most of the time, but they used to argue over who was going to pick me up. Nah, man, I ain't got time to drop him off tonight, man. I ain't got... And they all just look at me at one time, hey, you need to get a car. And then they just let me just drive the station truck. So... I imagine the radio truck with all this promotional stuff. Beyonce, Jay-Z, Puff Daddy. The truck is rap. And here it is. I'm going over chicks' cribs with the truck, trying to go get me some. And I'm talking about I was at this one chick crib and a dude came and knocked on the door. She opened the door. She come back in the back room. She like, some dude out here said he want to holler at you. Because he saw I come outside. I saw the truck. I knew you had to be over here. I'm like, dude, I'm always trying to get some booty, man. You know? Golly. The truck was hot.
Now, I'm going to tell you, so when he used to tell me stories, man, in the car, and his storytelling was so unreal and funny, I said, man, you need to be a comedian, man. Mm-hmm. He said, what are you talking about, man? You could describe that better.
Yeah. I was more like on the, I'm funny to y'all and stuff, man. But getting on stage, that's a totally different thing. And then, Pezo was just like, hey, look, dude, you come in here, everybody comedy show. You talking about all the favorite jokes and stuff, and you tell they stuff, and you still make it funny the way you tell it. He was just like, at the end of the day, what do you got to lose, You riding around here in the station truck. You live with your grandma, laying on the couch. Like, what you got to lose? And that's what it came down to. Like, just, yeah, you right. Like, what I got to lose? Like, where I'm at right now ain't cool. And so.
Do you remember the first assignment that I gave you, the work assignment that I gave you?
And what you mean for is?
Comedy-wise, I gave you the Richard Pryor.
The Richard Pryor albums.
Yep.
Yeah, he burnt them on DVDs, not DVDs, but on CDs. Because I used to stay at the station and burn mixtapes all night. That's how I made my money. Even at DTLR, I was selling shoes and I was selling mixtapes. Which that joint, you ain't supposed to be doing that, but made some good money off of them joints. But yeah, you gave me them Richard Pryor joints, and I listened to them, the storytelling then. And then another comedian, legend out here, Herman Hurston.
Herman Hurston, what's up, Herm?
Herm was running the comedy scene before us having rooms and doing all that stuff. So Herman tight with Pezo. He know me, but he don't know me. You know what I mean? And then he got Pezo. He like, yo, I need you to come do some time at my new spot in Portsmouth called Makeda's Restaurant. And Pezo, I can't make it. And then we on the radio and stuff, and Pezo just put me on the spot. He like, Angus performing tonight. Like what you talking? Hey, you out? It's out there now. You gotta go. So he just threw me out there. I went with not having a plan, not even knowing how to plan, not knowing how to create a joke. Herman told me to do 10 minutes, and I did like 52 minutes on my first show. 12 people showed up. Burgundy came. Hercules came. They was all from the radio station too, and Hercules, he was critiquing my show and stuff. He like, you got it. I see it there a little bit, but you just work on this, work on that. Stop playing. Like, but that was the first one, and after that, just went up. It got better and better.
Got better and better.
Better and better.
When I knew is when we had Summerfest.
DTLR Summerfest. And y'all
threw him in the fire. T.I. couldn't come. He didn't show up. So we didn't know how to tell the crowd. So we told Black to go out there and burn.
And they were booing when they made the announcement that T.I. won't come in. They was booing. And people were literally walking out. And Pezo even told me. Pezo like, look, hey, Black, hey, you bro. Love you, dog, all day. But they might get you out there. They might get you out. You might lose this one, Black. Pezo ain't had no hope in me on that day. And we in Portsmouth. And I never forget, I went out on that stage and did some comedy bits, and people was trying to boo. I saw people's faces. I saw like, get off this. And I was just trying to ignore them and stuff. And it just got better and better. I saw people that were literally about to walk out who turned around and came back in like, oh, hold on. Let me see what he's talking about. And then I had to, this is when the first time I said, yo, what can I do to leave a staple on this show that will make people be like, yo, T.I. ain't show up, but this dude that came out after him, he took his clothes off. He took all his clothes. I had boxers on stage with Band-Aids all over my body. And that was some last minute job. I was in the bathroom. I saw a box of Band-Aids, and I was like, yo, I'm going to make up this story that I got stabbed by this girl. And I literally made that story up right then and there.
Wow.
Yeah. And
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and and I came off stage, that feeling, the whole radio staff, y'all sitting there on the side, they embraced me like a proud dad was on the side, like, boy, oh! I was riding cloud nine that whole night. It was a lot of people in there.
So this is why we talking to a future comedy legend, already a legend in the 757 area, and other areas too, because he do a lot of traveling. You know what I'm saying? But I need other future comedians that understand, there is a certain process that you got to go through to really become that comedic legend. Mm-hmm. Now, so sometimes we be in the crib, other people would just be popping up. So my man Humble, he stepped over in the crib. He in the crib. He came through the kitchen, man.
Yes,
you gotta let us know when you're coming in here,
man.
Man,
I had to creep in, man. I was just joining the conversation. Y'all was talking some good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
see, at first I ain't even know who you was that was in the crib. Y'all know that movie Next Day Air? And it was this one dude, Mike Epps and Woody Harris, and they had this one guy who would just sleep on the couch with a gun in his hand.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. They're like, who you like? Hey, man, I'm trying to get some sleep, man. Like,
that's me for real, bro.
Right.
Super low.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the process. So we just want other comedians to share this video because you're gonna see the process of what Anguz Black went through to become the man he is today on the comedy level.
And it's still unbelievable. It's still at a point that I can't, because I used to come tell you about a whole bunch of comedians that I like, and such and such said this, And now to go through my phone and they all in my phone, like, and calling, or they hitting me up like, Angus, man, you got some work for me up that way? You like, I'm giving work to some vets.
Right.
Like,
That's dope.
so and the whole goal of this was I love comedy without a doubt. The passion I have for it is amazing, but I just ain't want to be a comedian. I wanted to be like the L.A. Reid of comedy, where I'm hosting, but people don't even know that this is my show.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know what I mean? Like, you'll see such and such show hosted by Anguz Black, but they don't know this is my show. I put up my bread for it. This is my tour. Like, I don't have nobody helping me. I had investors and stuff like that helped me out, but pretty much I'm running the whole show. It's like I'm rolling the dice, but you got people behind you that just drop money and on the game they don't never play.
Right.
That was me. I'm gonna roll the dice.
Side betting.
Yeah, side betting. That's what I had people doing with me and stuff. But I know my thing. I know this business. I know who funny. I know who got it. I know some people I could just see. I'm like, yo, I put random people on the road with me or random people on stage that just be regular. Because a lot of the people that be funny is the ones that ain't trying.
Yeah.
And was a case with me.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because Pezo, I'm telling him the same thing. I'm like, I'm funny to you and stuff. But then he gave me a why. Like, yo, what's your why in life?
That's dope.
I'm like, why you do this? Why is you doing like? So once you figure out your why, they tell you this in any business and stuff. Figure out your why or why you need to do certain things to get where you gotta get.
1,000%.
And so when he's saying like, yo, dude, you on the couch, you driving in the truck, like bro, like you grown, you getting,
Man,
and it's like, yo, it just sink in like, oh man.
I heard about you before I met you. I heard about you from Andrew Schultz.
What?
Yeah. So I listened to the Brilliant Idiots podcast.
Oh yeah.
I listened to it one day. This before I met you, Pezo. And so before the connection, I think they mentioned that you was from Virginia, or I might have already knew.
Was it the one they talking about? I was talking about dinosaurs and stuff like that.
I can't remember what it was exactly what they was talking about. But Andrew Schultz was giving you props, saying how funny you were, and that, you know what I mean. And every time I hear about anybody from Virginia, I always be like in the back of my head clapping it up, like word.
And Andrew Schultz on that level, so
yeah, he on that level. So
exactly.
So, that meant a lot coming from him to me, to be like, yo, Anguz Black is a real funny dude, and he was giving you a lot of props.
He talked about me on a few shows, and that said a lot. Even one that he did with Charlamagne the God, he was up there talking about me, and I was sitting, people just blowing my phone up like, Andrew Schultz talking about you. I'm like, what?
Word.
And Andrew Schultz told me, if he see this is gonna be hilarious to him later on. But he was like, yeah, I gotta get some dates and take you on the road on tour and stuff. So I ain't been on the road with him yet. So how
long ago was that?
This is now going about a year and a half now.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And he just went on an epic tour.
He on the epic tour.
That thing was rock concert,
Man,
smoke coming out.
listen.
So
I'm a fan of them, boy. I'm a fan of all of them.
and look, and I told Andrew, because Andrew, I could hit him up anytime now. He still just hit me right back.
That's dope.
If not right then, he gonna hit me back.
Word.
And I told him, I said, just to let you know, I'm still waiting to get on the road, but until then, I have been telling everybody I've been on tour with you already. And he was like, what, bro? What? I like, yeah, I already told people, like, we just did New York and everything. Y'all ain't see me. I came out, like, but I've been lying until you bring me out there. So just in case he see this, he already know.
One time for Andrew Schultz, man.
Yeah, dog.
We gotta link that up, because you know I got a past like with Charlamagne too, with a similar situation, how he got started in radio. So maybe I gotta send him some stuff.
And we got the plugs, dog. Like, dog, anybody know everybody, dog. Us two.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna find another duo like this. This is Batman and Robin for real, of the hood.
And the Brilliant Idiots podcast is Charlamagne and Andrew Schultz.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like just coming up in the game. We was in Atlanta for the birthday bash. That was the real first test. Pezo went down there. I'm talking about everybody. This is when Young Jeezy was coming up. and was that guy.
Okay.
Like that first, that Thug 1-on-1 album,
Mm-hmm.
classic. And we back there burning up. I'm talking about everybody coming back there. T.I., The Brat, Jermaine Dupri, Jeezy, Franchise Boys. Atlanta was just booming right around this time. Pezo got a game. Like he had what kind of game was that?
I was playing the Tunk game.
Tunk game. He had a board that go to it. But that game was kind of big.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we out carrying this board around on my back, bro. Because already, like what we doing now, if you sit and think about it, even though we was doing radio, that was technically like a podcast then. Like because we had he had the Tunk game set up on the joint, and people was coming to the table, and he was like already give them that, like, yo, Lil Duval came over there, they over there gambling and stuff while we on the radio. Like, dog, that joint was podcasting before podcasting came out.
That's true. And that was the birthday bash when T.I. went on stage and told Lil Flip, "Bring your punk ass out here." And they wouldn't let Lil Flip come on stage. So we had it was everybody that we was interviewing, from Sierra when she first started. Like, we was one of the first ones to break Sierra. We had Paul Wall. I was gambling with Paul Wall. You know what I'm saying? And, just a whole bunch of people, man, that was people that was kind of big in the industry.
Yeah.
But we was down there and making a name for ourselves, and then Duval, I never got joked on, because I'm a comedian too. So I go back and forth.
Yeah.
But Duval slayed me that day, man.
Yeah, every time Duval saw you, he was on you. He was on you. He came into our radio station. He was looking like, hey, y'all radio stuff on some tables. Like, we was on some regular school
Picnic table.
Yeah. Yeah, so dog, y'all it would be hard for y'all to understand what we went through, and around that time, just the real hustle. Like, we walking around with a whole game on my back, leaving the birthday bash, junk flooded on the street, seeing dudes pulling up with a whole grill hooked to their car, got the block popping. Yo, dog, that's an iconic time in my life that I would never forget. We go to the strip club. You just run into Archie. That's when he was popping. We ready. He outside the strip club pushing his mixtape. And he was hot at that time.
Right.
So it's just like, that was just mind blowing. And he had to tell me, keep it 100. He had to tell me to calm down, because I was on groupie mode sometimes. I'm like, yo, Pezo, he like, calm down. You gonna get the drop. Calm down. All right. How you doing, Trinidad James?
But see, this is the thing, though. So when looking back and reflecting back on these times and seeing where we are now, and especially focusing on you, like where you are now, like, what are one of the comedians, if you can say, yo, I want my career like this guy right here. Like, if I can have my career like this guy, who would that comedian be?
I had to say Kevin Hart. And a lot of people don't know, Kevin Hart back in the day too, coming down, doing Wednesday night, Apollo night at the Funny Bone. And he still was doing his thing, but he one of the guys hanging with us, dog, didn't even have to roll with us like that. And Kevin Hart, he said something that always stuck to me. He said, somebody was interviewing him, and they asked him, what kind of comedian are you? And he said, I want to be a multicultural comedian. Multicultural comedian. That's what he said. Where he just want to cater to I don't have a style. I'm not like just, for the hood. Like, he had so that's how I am. Like, I could do every kind of crowd. Like, I could do all white crowd, I could do all black crowd, I could do older people, young. I could flip my game. So that's cause comedy is like battle rap. You know what I mean? I love battle rap.
How's that? Break that down. Make people understand.
I love battle rap. If you're a battle rapper fan out there, you know what I mean for his bars. So if you hear Murder Moot or Arsenal, or any of them say a line, and then how they bring it back around, people repeating it. You hear what he said? He said, I take your mom and bow, 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 and then ooh. So comedy, that's how I write my jokes or how I come up with my jokes. I'm trying to think of something that'll make you say, yo, you hear how he was talking about his girl, how they broke up and then it came back around. That's a battle rap bar in comedy. Only other comedians are sitting in the back and observe you and be like, ooh, why I ain't think of nothing like that?
Right.
Oh my God. So that's how I look at comedy, is like battle rap.
So what's your process of writing? Do you write in your phone, or do you write on the pad, or do you write in your head? Like, how's
I
your
promise
process?
you, I ain't trying to be like how everybody, it's something about, I don't write that people look at you on another level. But most of the stories and most of everything that I say, I don't write. It's just in my head. I never really, even when I write, I don't remember the stuff.
Right.
I got notebooks at home of stuff that I wrote that I never went back to them jokes.
Yeah.
Like if I go back through, I'm like, oh, I remember this joke about the peanut butter on the I never use none of that stuff. But I get on that stage, I can go over the stuff that I wrote before I go on stage and won't say none of the stuff that I wrote. Like my mind is going 100 miles an hour.
So is it like one of them experiences, like, because that's how I would, because I got involved in comedy by being on the radio and then interviewing the comedians, and then when they start joking, I joke them back, and then we start going for it, and they be like, yeah, you funny. So Akatunde, one time for Akatunde, he was the one that really opened me up and said, yo, I'm putting you on stage. So went from Akatunde and then to Herm. And when Herm asked me to do some time, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna put Black in that position, because I knew Black was coming up, and I knew he was gonna be who he was gonna be. But that's interesting that you say that you don't really write. So are you looking at yourself? Is it like you having an out of body experience? Because I know, my short span with comedy is almost like I was like looking at myself from another angle and just kind of going with the flow.
I'm still like, no, I'm like still like shocked that I'm doing what I'm doing. Like it ain't even every day. I'm just looking like, man, when somebody call me and I see their name, I'm like, oh, is this, yo, what up, sis? What up? Like, it still ain't set in with me, because I honestly was at a point where I'm just already preparing for the worst in the future, because honestly, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. All the way through school, I ain't do my work, take my work serious. My dad just couldn't understand me. He just like, yo, boy, what is what? And I honestly, like, I ain't graduate on time. You know what I mean? I kind of dropped out. You know what I mean? But I graduated from an alternative school, and even then, I was sitting here thinking like, man, this junk about to get real. I'm about to be grown. Like, I got to get out here and figure something out. And that's a scary thought. Because, like, it don't really set into, like, yo, you got to get a job. You got to pay bills. You got to, and I'm sitting here, and I'm a hustler, but I don't like working on the 9 to 5 clock. I don't,
Right. Yeah,
that's
you just
never
don't get
been
it.
me. And my dad be like, look, you got to do what you got to do.
Right.
I did have 9 to 5s. I worked at DTLR, I worked at Shoe City, I worked at Kmart for like 5 years. I started at Kmart when I was like, 16, 15. And I was pushing shopping carts for 5, 6 years. Was nice with them joints too.
Right.
And so yeah, as the future came up, it was just like, man, what you gonna do? Now, fast forward, performing with everybody you can think of. Shout out to big bro Corey Holcomb, man. Corey Holcomb took me on the road and really gave me my first taste of that road life.
Right.
Like Herman took me on the road too, but I ain't never been like nationwide.
Right.
Corey took it on the nationwide level, and when you're a comedian and you doing like local comedy clubs, this is what most comedians have a problem with, is that they used to doing stuff locally and talking about stuff locally that they city known for, and then they'll try to go to a new city and do those jokes where those people don't understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So to go to a city now, I can go to a city now. Any city I go to, I go like a day or 2 days early.
Right.
So I have time to study what they known for. I go to Pittsburgh. I know they love pierogies out there. That's like them little like little hot pockets with onions on it with like
I know you're talking about. I got
yeah.
mashed potatoes and
mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
They put French fries on everything. They known for pepperoni bread
pepperoni bread.
because Pittsburgh is a steel city.
Okay.
Everybody worked in factories.
Okay.
So they never had time to take lunch breaks. They be working that hard. So they'll get bread with meat already in it. And while they working on the steel,
Yeah.
they eating they pierogies and they pepperoni bread. So I went to Buffalo, New York. Niagara Falls is 30 minutes up the street from my hotel. Any city I go to, the attractions that they known for, I gotta go. I'm up the whole night studying about Niagara Falls before I go the next day.
You come up with jokes or
I come up with jokes, all that. Like, because when I do the show, I need people respect that you took time out to learn their city. And just like people, if you learn their language, they respect you like on another level. So here it is. I'm doing Buffalo, New York, and I'm telling them, I'm like, yo, in 19 such and such, y'all cut the waterfall off, and it was dry rock. Over 5,000 dead bodies at the bottom of the waterfall. Like, so this is the kind of stuff that you learn I go to Kansas City, they known for barbecue. Gates Barbecue, a couple of joints. Like, I'm always, St. Louis, I go to the St. Louis Art. What they make all the beer in St. Louis. A lot of our beer that we drink come from St. Louis. They got a whole Willy Wonka factory of beer out there. Like, so this is
the homework.
Huh?
So you got to do your homework.
You got to do your homework. Some people just content with doing the same jokes over and over. Ain't nothing wrong with doing the same jokes.
Yeah.
But you should be able to add some material to it.
Yeah. Do you like work jokes out to, like, you know what I mean, different rooms to see if they work?
Oh yeah. Like I'm at a point now where some comedians look at me like, man, I know I ain't got enough to book you, but you know, and I pop up at all these little rooms and stuff. And I'm like, can I get some time? They be looking like, for real? Like, yeah, let me get some time.
That's crazy.
I want to try some new stuff out. You know what I mean? And and a lot of people respect you for that.
You a legend, bro.
Hey, dog, I keep my hands in the local community. I'm always looking for talent. I'm always looking for that next person. It's all about, I learned that from Pezo. Planting seeds. You gotta plant seeds, and some of them seeds you've been watering. If people that got plants in the house, they know how this works. You got like 7, 8 plants. You might take care of 4 or 5 of them pretty good, but them other 2 just like you looking like this can't keep dying. I keep trying to save the leaves on it, but. And you just got to focus on them 5 plants that's growing good, though.
Right.
And so that's what's happening now is a lot of the people that I have started in the game are planting seeds with.
Run a couple of those names off. 'Cause I know a lot of females that have really made impact in the game. You started them off on their comedy career on stage.
Yeah, and that's another big thing. I don't feel nobody in the comedy game done more than me for the female comedians. I
Name a couple
that.
of them.
Charlene, hands down, that's my sister right there. Yeah, viral sensation, the Christie Show, a.k.a. Charlene. Charlene was like one of the first ones to come back and get me after, I started her out. And in the beginning, I was blowing her and her sister up. Like, yo, y'all should do this comedy thing. They're like, look, we ain't, I ain't. And I had to literally like, yo, just give me a shot. Like, I'm begging them. And now here it is, 3, 4, 5 years later, Charlene selling out shows. I'm talking about killing them.
Tyler
Perry movie. I'm talking about the girl just talented. Jasmine Brown, very talented woman. Got characters. She hosts now for Kevin Hart's special, Kevin Hart Network. She hosts that. She's in 2, 3 Tyler Perry shows right now. Sisters, Zatima. I might be saying it wrong. Jazz, don't get mad at me. I think it's Zatima though. Just Hilarious.
That's hilarious.
B. Simone.
B. Simone. Remember
Desi
that.
Bank. And I didn't start everybody's career. I just converted them over to stand up, or some of them I had my hands in, just telling them what to do. Desi, he told me, he like, yo man, I'm gonna blow up. Like Desi was telling me, he like, yo, watch, you gonna see, dog. I'm gonna have the world in my. He a good brother. Like he just humble, and I think I be looking at Desi now, looking like, wow, like he told me exactly what he was gonna be doing. He was like, yo, just give me my own tour, man. And I told him, I said, just start off with B. Simone first. Like, y'all already got a chemistry, and she got a big women fan base. Just go with her, and this will prep you for when you go on your own joint. Now, I do regret that I could have been more and started Desi, like, jumped on it, but I ain't jump on it, like, talking about. So I ain't start him in stand-up, but he was on the road with me and Shirlene.
Okay.
Shirlene, Alton Walker, Anna Douglas, it was an amazing tour. And at that time, he was just trying to, learn the ropes and stuff. But he's killing them now. But yeah, there's a lot of people. The list goes on. Like, and I genuinely looked out for people or planted a seed with them, wanting to see them win. I won't look in. If hopefully they come back and get me. I ain't walking around with that bitterness. Of course, that's the plan.
Right.
But if it don't happen, I did this because I saw something in you and I had the tools to help. You know what I mean? And once again, I learned that from Pezo. This is what he did with all of us. DJ Baby Drew, me, Jump Off. The list is crazy. Like, I can't even name everybody off the rip. But a lot of us out here got our careers and stuff because of this man, like giving us the opportunity, dog. So
I appreciate it.
So anywhere I go in the world, if people interview me, ask me anything, I let them know off the rip. This guy is the one that's responsible for Anguz Black.
And you know what? And I would get phone calls with people. You've done like TV interviews, and you would say that people would call me. So that, man, I really appreciate it. I didn't do it for that. I just did it because that's what God put on my heart to do. But I want to transition a little bit and tell everybody about what type of impact that Dick Gregory, because you had an opportunity to really build with the legend icon. Dick Gregory, explain.
Yeah, I brought Dick Gregory to VA 3 times, and I didn't realize how big it was till he came the first time. It was like I was bringing Jesus to 757, dog. Like, girls was trying to get through the crowd. I just gotta touch his hem. I just gotta touch the cloth of him. Like, and I was just, man, I learned a lot of things. I'm so conscious like this because of Dick Gregory, but to sit in his presence and have a conversation with him, man, dog, I seen the supernatural in real life, dog. Like, and sometimes I was just looking like, Dick Gregory, you reaching with that one right there. But I remember one time we had just did a show, and he had to catch the train because he wasn't really trying to mess with no flights like that. So he came in on the train. I was late picking him up in the morning to get him to the train station, so the train done left. So he like, don't worry about it. You can just drive me to Richmond, and we can catch the train before we get up there. I'm looking like, man, by the time we go through the tunnel or get through the tunnel, we going to probably miss it. He like, the universe will give you anything you want. You just got to know how to talk to the universe. He'll pull out his rock with the, like a universal rock, like it was a lot of conscious people wear the stones and stuff, but he had this rock. And I used to be like, Dick Gregory making that rock move on his own. He trying to move his hand. But you couldn't tell. So he'll have the rock up, and then the rock just start going this way or going that way and stuff. And I'm looking at it like, is he doing that? And then he'll look at me. He's like, all right, we good. No traffic. We're going to make it. No traffic. It's going to be a straight shot. I'm looking like, all right, dog, I know how the Hampton Tunnel is. It's not going to be a straight shot. Lie to you not. Straight shot. That's the clear as I ever drove through there. So even then, I was sitting there like, that's just a coincidence. So then what he asked me, he said, everything is mathematics. Everything is mathematics. He said, everything else is some memory-based BS. But science and math, make sure your kids learn that. So he was like, I'm going to give you an example. He like, when was you born? I said, June 19th, 1981. He's like, oh, you were born on Juneteenth. He's like, man, you were chosen when you were a Gemini. He said, y'all are carriers of information. Y'all very intellectual type people.
Crazy as hell.
I'm a Gemini too.
See.
I'm talking about.
See. And he was like, all you got to do is just look at the celebrities in your bracket and you can see how you think.
Yeah.
So, you look at Geminis, we got Tupac.
We got Kanye.
We got Kanye. We got Prince.
Me and Kanye got the same birthday.
See, we got Donald Trump.
That's right. Crazy as hell.
So I can relate to Donald Trump and Kanye ranting. I know where that ranting coming from because once you know a Gemini, Kendrick Lamar, we just very creative.
Kendrick Lamar is a Gemini?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Geminis are considered the most creative zodiac.
I give y'all that. Y'all crazy as hell.
Yeah, we crazy. We got two sides and we can be cold.
10 sides.
Yeah, it's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, right. Straight up.
Yeah, real talk.
And so yeah, Dick Gregory put me on to I won't really into astrology because I come up in a church household where they be like, "Hey, God say don't." So, but I was like, I said, how Meshach, Ben Shaq, who are, the dudes, the three wise men when they went to Jesus' manger and stuff. I was like, how did they find them? Using the stars. So y'all keep saying that. So it's not a coincidence that I come across people and I just observe them for a little while and I be like, you a Cancer. Yeah, how you know? I said, gotta be some truth to this. Your characteristics is strong like a Cancer. Yeah. So Dick Gregory told me, he said, watch this. He said, your birthday, June 19th, 1981. He was like, and it's like he turned away from me and was talking to somebody else. We in the car, I'm right here. I'm looking at, he said, June, that's 4 letters. That's all right, June 1981, 19, that's 10, 8, 9, 8, 1, that's 9, that's 19. Okay, then he looked right at me. He said, you still trying to get it together. Been sleeping on the couch a lot. Had a terrible marriage. Now, understand, he never asked me or heard anything about my personal life yet. Yeah. You had 2 abortions. Neither one of them was your choice. I'm talking about telling me stuff verbatim that happened in my life from childhood up, dog. And I'm sitting here with my mouth open looking like, he said, I told you, the universe give you whatever you want. So just to take it on another level, I got a homeboy who can vouch for me. Mm-hmm. My homeboy Pezo. Pezo missed out on the first time I brung Dick Gregory. So the second time I brung, he was like, I ain't going to miss out on this. As a matter of fact, I'm going with you to pick him up to the train station. I like, bet. So before we left out the house, his Pezo dad was in the house, and Pezo dad said, look, you need to fix that ceiling, because that ceiling is swelling up, and that water going to bust through there. Pezo like, all right, we'll get on that when I come back. We get up to the train station, pick up Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory get in the car. I already told Pezo what Dick Gregory going to do with him. He going to ask his birthday and all that stuff, right? So Dick Gregory do exactly what I said. Man, he told Pezo his whole life verbatim like he did me. And then at the end said, oh, yeah, one more thing. You better get that ceiling fixed where that water bust through. Dog, I promise you, you can call my homeboy Pezo right now. He was like, bruh, ain't no way he know about the ceiling thing. We just literally just talked about it.
That's crazy.
And that's when I was like, okay, this Dick Gregory, I believe Dick Gregory was here over thousands of years. And probably was like a guru or like some warlock dude. Because, dog, he got a book that he carried with him that got all the information in it. And he used to always say, I'm surprised I'm still here. Surprised the government ain't been got me.
Yeah.
He said, I'm blessed to be here. Mm-hmm. And he said, I got more crap than the FBI and the government. I got, dog, he's showing me autopsies of presidents that died on the table. Like, Yeah, that's such and such. Open up on the table right here. Yeah, Martin Luther King. He ain't died from a bullet wound. They smuggled him with a pillow. You know what I mean? He gave me that whole story
In the hospital, huh?
in the hospital. He told me the guy who was a witness to him not being assassinated. Like he told me the whole joint. You can go on YouTube and see. He like, yeah, Jesse Jackson set him up. You know what I mean? Like, dog, it's deep.
That's why I wanted to ask you that question because, like I said, this is a icon. You know what I'm saying? When you gave me the pleasure to meet him, I could feel the spirit and know that this dude is blessed beyond compare. Like, and I just wanted to make sure people to understand that the people that you've been around and to build with, on all different spectrums. Like going from Corey Holcomb to Dick Gregory to Herman Hurston to so many other people, man, that you been Charlene and there's so many people that has inspired you in different ways. What is some of the information that you use for like some life lessons that you've learned from one of those? What's the most important information that you probably got from one of them?
Man, everybody contributes something different. But I think I go by just a simple recipe with everything across the board. It's just treat people like you want to be treated.
Right.
Like, dog, I ain't got beef or no type of conflict with nobody out there because, dog, I treat people good. And that's one thing, even when I started the tour with Jess Hilarious, Jazzy, and Pretty V. Mm-hmm. Now, I understand they ain't even know each other like that until I put them on the road together. Mm-hmm. Even though all of them was popping on the internet. Mm-hmm. So when they got together, I'm looking like, yo, I think I discovered like the next big group. Like these three together. And I was telling them, I said, yo, y'all, if we focus on putting out 3-4 albums as a group out before we start thinking about solo projects. Mm-hmm. But the comedy clubs never heard of none of the girls. So when they gave me a 4-day tour in Ohio in different Funny Bones and stuff. And they gave me the worst night. They gave me a Monday to kick it off. Who coming out to a comedy show on a Monday night? Mm-hmm. Man, I sold out 2 shows a night per city. And the owners was looking like, all right, we got to sit down. We got to sit down. And that's what kicked off my whole entire relationship of doing my own tours, discovering new talent. So I've learned a lot I observe people a lot, but at the end of the day, my recipe is treat people good. And, right. But good people get walked over. Like they walk over you. It's gonna take longer for you to get to the top when you're doing stuff the right way. Mm-hmm. I will tell you that. If you're doing it the right way, you gotta have patience. But it's easy to get to the top if you want to backstab somebody. That's scripture too. Shortcuts to riches leads to poverty. So,
you ever had to leave something on the table? Had to walk away from something that you like had to like you know what I mean? It was hard.
I could have got on Bad Boys of Comedy with the Puff Daddy joint, but I didn't get on it because he had a contract for that joint. It was like a 3 years. He get like a certain percentage of everything you do, and I was looking like, I did all that on my own. Why would I pay somebody for something I did? So somebody was looking like, you ain't never been on TV before, so you might as well do it. And it was just like, I think I was thinking like how Colin Kaepernick and Dave Chappelle, how all of them walked away. Yeah. Like it's this story I always tell Pezo, because I'm a spiritual guy. You know, I'm into my Bible and everything. Mm-hmm. And I always use the story of Joseph when his brother sold him into some slave masters. Yeah. And he went from a peasant to becoming the king. Mm-hmm. And they thought he was dead and stuff. And then somebody invite them out to the kingdom to come eat. And the brothers looking like, oh, snap, the king. They don't even know who the king is. Mm-hmm. And then they get there, and who's sitting on the throne? Joseph. And it was like, I could decapitate all of y'all heads right now. Mm-hmm. But if y'all didn't sell me to the peasants, I wouldn't be who I am today. So it's hard to be able to think like that. and look at the situation that you in and look at how awful it is and not knowing why you being put there. So that is one of my inspirational stories. So Dave Chappelle, he turned down $50 million. Everybody in the world is like, he's stupid. He going crazy. They painted that picture in that narrative. Now look at Dave.
Yeah.
Just for a walkthrough, you got $500,000. Like he got that 10 times fold. Book of Job, same thing. He lost his whole family. At the end, God bless him 10 times fold. So Colin Kaepernick, he stood on his principles, on his faith. NFL banned him.
Yeah.
Now guess what? He the face of Nike. NFL can't cut ties with Nike. So y'all ain't got me in the league, but I'm on y'all shoes and y'all cleats. Dog, when God got your back, bro, that's just whew.
Preach.
Hey, when he got your back, that's all you can go with. I'm not worried about what man got to say. You know what I mean? And yeah, we all out here on some Book of Eli stuff right now. And you know what I mean? That movie right there just inspirational on its own, just to find out he blind at the end. And the whole point of the story is, hey, walk by faith, not by sight. And I'm just not gonna keep worrying about stuff I can't control. And that's something I gotta pray on a regular. I gotta be like, I'm questioning you again, God. I know I'm questioning you again. And he just setting it up. Now you gotta understand, God ain't just gonna give it to you.
Fact.
He gonna give you the blueprint and the tools to go ahead and put it together.
Yeah, but
like
you gotta do the work.
Yeah. Like you got the entertainment system now, but the manuals on the inside of how to put it together. Some people still try to do it without the manual.
Yeah.
And then they sitting there with 8 screws in their hand, looking like, dog, I know I didn't. Nah, you try to do it on your own.
Yeah, real talk. Dreams are just dreams without work.
Right.
Straight up.
So dog, right now, I'm 41 years old, and dog, time is ticking, and dog, and time is getting shorter, and I just, God willing, if he can, because a lot can happen overnight.
Boy,
all the
hours, minutes,
dog, seconds.
for real.
A deposit takes seconds.
Yep.
And everything you thought you missed out on life, you could do all that within the next month.
Yeah, real talk.
I could catch up just like that.
Yeah.
I just saw some dude just say, I don't celebrate birthdays. Like, I'm looking at him like, I don't celebrate birthdays. But the dude looked young as hell. And he said, you age when you keep up with the time. He said, see, God time is different.
That's deep. That's
He
real
said,
though. That's real.
yeah.
I like
That's
that.
real.
I don't like when young people tell me their birthdays or my son. I don't want to know when people aging, because I'm aging, and everything is a mind thing out here.
Everything is a mind thing.
Like some people, I don't even get sick like that, because even if I feel like I'm coming down with something, I'll be good by the end of the day.
And usually,
because your mind is controlling all that. Once you claim it, once again, back to Dick Gregory, watch what you put in the universe. The universe is listening.
all the time.
So right now, I just constantly, every day, 50,000. 50,000, 50,000. I just try to find ways to say what I want. And the universe listening, but I don't know when they going to give it to me, but they know So, see, people don't know you can hold God accountable, too, for what he say. But people don't know how to speak his language, so they don't never get blessed.
Right.
Because I'm like, find what God say this.
Right.
And then you can hold him accountable. Then you can say, right here in Deuteronomy, such and such, you said if I... You know what? I did say that.
Yeah.
Boom.
Boom. It happened.
There you go.
You just said something about Dave Chappelle, and when you talk to comedians, everybody hold Dave Chappelle in a high regard. So as an athlete, who would Dave Chappelle be in the comedy scene? What you compare as an athlete?
I'm talking about Dave Chappelle would be the Jordan or LeBron of comedy.
Yeah,
Because, dog, his storytelling and to keep coming doing new specials, everybody can't do that. Everybody can't. I'm still trying to figure out how Dave Chappelle write and how he come up with his stuff. Like, he a big inspiration, but every time I'm looking at him, I'm like, this is crazy. He just shot a special a month ago, and now he coming back with another one, a whole nother power hour. That's crazy.
But maybe the Chappelle show was getting him prepared for that. Because when you think about it, Chappelle show was multiple skits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's just the it's still remembering that stuff and not missing a beat. Kevin Hart like that.
Yeah.
I gotta put Kevin in there already. I don't. Dog, you know I'm a conspiracy dude. I would literally have to tell Kev, I like, bro, go ahead and tell me the truth. You got clones. I know you did a husband of Hollywood, and he was joking about it. He had clones up there. But his clones was out of control. So I'm looking like, he got to have them because ain't no way you doing commercials, movies, hosting all of it, and Kevin don't mess up.
He everywhere.
And we got to experience Kevin when he was young in the game. And then Pezo was calling him Lucky. Leprechaun. He gambling, win. Everything he do, he good at it.
Man, I'm telling you, I done had him gambling before he got to walk on stage. I have him down couple $100, and by that time, before he walk on stage, I'm down. Like some of the stuff I seen, I've been gambling for a long time. I don't gamble no more, but I used to at one point of my life, gambling was taking care of me, especially Tunk, right? I've never seen nobody do the stuff that he did when we was gambling ever since gambling. So that's why I said, at one point I was like, yo, you a leprechaun. He just started laughing. I said, nah, nigga, you a leprechaun.
And every time he came in town, that's all Pezo was worried about. Tell him I need to win my money back. That's all he was worried about. So, yeah, that dude, man, hey, it's only a few people, even my barber, Jermaine.
Yeah.
Dog, that dude, he's a counselor, marriage counselor, poet. The dude can throw a football 60 yards standing still.
Sheesh.
His 3-pointer is wet. Bowling, he rolled perfect scores in bowling. He do praise worship. The dude do community events and bringing the police in the hood together. This dude is some people in this world that you come across that you just be like, this dude unbelievable. He got another type of like Dragon Ball Z glow on him or something. I don't know.
He from your side, humble.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he from your side.
Yeah, man, he my barber, Jermaine Lewis. We call him J. Lou.
Yeah, J. Lou.
Yeah, dog. That dude is like, he was my marriage counselor. Even though my marriage failed, that's the only one that he won't perfect in. He like, nah, you ain't gonna blame that on me now. You ain't gonna blame that on me.
So, I mean that's dope, man. That you could see people like that and really kind of get on their props and not feel a certain way.
Yeah.
And I'll tell anybody, I'll be like, yo, man, Kevin Hart is anointed, like is on a different level, like, you know, certain things that you see, and he don't forget nothing.
Nah,
he don't forget nothing. Like when I see him in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? It's just like we picked up. And I'm like, dang, he ain't even forgot that.
It's unbelievable how crispy his mind is, dog. I promise him. I guess you could look at people like him, Floyd Mayweather, all of them, just how crispy that everybody ain't got that. You know, we always heard the whole thing. Jay-Z and Tupac don't write. And you know what I mean? You just looking at on the level, like, you're like, man, that's not natural for everybody. Yeah. Like Tupac put out like 9 more albums after his death because he just had that much stuff.
That work ethic.
Yeah, Prince just, despite Prince being an awesome, play every instrument can do, he still had time to do Jehovah's Witness.
I didn't even know that.
Prince was still knocking on people's doors. I look, if you go online to
that's funny.
W is what part of the game is that? Is how you pronounce it? Potomatic.
I don't even know.
I might be saying it wrong. Potomatic. That's what it's called. Potomatic. But it's WPOTIGIT. Man, I'll post it up or something.
Yeah.
But it got all my skits that I did on the radio with the legendary Buddha Brothers. That's a whole nother piece I had left out. But
shout out to Buddha Brothers.
That's a whole nother story.
Big B was happening.
Big B rest in peace, DJ Law, Mike Lord. That's what really that took me to a whole nother level to be on a morning show. But I got a skit up there where I imitated Prince doing Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, that's dope.
I probably had to let y'all hear it when we get off, but
we'll make sure we put it in a little
Prince,
link in the joint.
Prince pull up with the motorcycle and Prince knock on the door and the dude like, hey man, who is this? I know this ain't Prince. And he was like, are you aware Jehovah's return? It's just, hey babe, come here, Prince here. Are you aware Jehovah's return? And I do the whole thing, but yeah, Prince still was doing the Jehovah's Witness thing.
That sounds crazy.
And the stories that you will hear, man, I'm inspired every day, dog. Like
You got to be, because I'm going to tell you where he really get it from. His daddy is funny. Pops is super. He know I love Pops.
Yeah,
Pops super funny, man. And he don't even be trying to be funny, but he got the voice, and he just, you know what I'm saying, he funny. So I knew, you know what I'm saying, when I met Pops, I said, that's where Black really kind of get it from.
Yeah.
His daddy is funny, man.
We was thinking about doing a podcast, too. That would have been a funny junk. My dad is funny. Everybody love him. But real quick, now I'm going to make this real fast. Just to piggyback on the Buddha Brothers thing.
Mm-hmm.
Understand, I was in the 6th grade when I met the Buddha Brothers at my middle school, Ruffin Middle School. They came for a pat rally. Dog, I was so fascinated with them at that time. I'm like, wow, it's the Buddha Brothers.
Yeah.
And I had they gave me a T-shirt, 103 Jams. On the back, they put their signatures up there. DJ Law, Big B, Phil Nelson. It was some other people that was on the radio station at that time. They all signed my shirt. And I remember telling DJ Law and Big B, I said, yo, one day I'm going to be on the morning show with y'all. They were like, hey, keep being inspired, young brother. You never know.
That sound like Law, too.
So, like, just imagine at 6th grade, I say that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward, I'm doing comedy now, and I meet Mike Lord. Mike Lord was on the morning show as well, and Mike Lord wanted to do stand-up. So everybody kept telling Mike Lord, like, yo, you need to link with Angus. Angus, the plug on that. Mike Lord, he come do the open mic nights with us at the Funny Bone. Mike Lord was very aggressive. Crowd didn't like him, started booing him. Mike Lord ready to jump in the crowd, ready to fight. So Mike Lord say, yo, Black, I rock with you, dog. Like, yo, you talented. Mike Lord telling DJ Law and them about me. Like, yo, I met this dude, Angus. I don't know them like that yet.
Mm-hmm.
So, long story short, Mike Lord did a show at the Funny Bone that night. We usually go to an after party after that. And Mike Lord said, I'm tired. And he go home. And that next morning, we end up finding out Mike Lord passed. So I'm looking like, wow. Like, we just with him. So here it is. I'm in a relationship. And the girl I'm kicking it with, she making plans to move to Atlanta. She saying, like, I think I'm about to move to Atlanta. She like, you need to get out of Virginia. You need to come on down. Finally, she convinced me. I said, bump it. I'm coming to Atlanta with you. We packed the U-Haul truck up. My stuff is on the truck. I get a call from DJ Law. DJ Law like, yo, Mike Lord told us a lot about you. And it's hard for me to move on to find somebody to fill his spot. But he really loved you. So I'm just hitting you up. What you think about becoming a Buddha brother? And I'm looking like, I still got the T-shirt with their signature on it. And I'm sitting here like, yo, this can't be real. Do you know I broke up with my girlfriend and let her move to Atlanta, and I stayed here to be on the Buddha Brothers morning show?
That's crazy.
And then Law gave me game on the whole joint and told me, he said, hey, dog, I'm not always going to be here. You need to learn how to work this board. You need to know you need a signature. That was the first thing he said. You need something that everybody going to know you for. I was like, ah. And he kept pressing me about it, and I got frustrated one day, and I was like, man, I don't know, man. I said, man, what part of the game is that, dog? You're like, there you go. There you go right there. I was like, what? What part of the game is that? That's yours. And that's how I came up with that name.
That's crazy.
And ran with it after that.
That's dope.
And next thing you know, Law just kept telling us, like, yo, you never know the station syndication is coming. He was trying to break down what syndication was before it got really syndicated.
Yeah.
And after a while, here it is. I'm hosting the club, the Alley.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't get paid right or something. I had to call Law, and Law fixed it for me. I'm talking to Law on the way home, but we on the morning show. We gotta be at the station by like 5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm leaving the club at like 3 in the morning. So when I'm talking to Law saying a lot of positive things. He like, well, you got your money and stuff? Like, yeah. He said, all right, well, I'll see you in a few hours. Get a phone call. He died that quick. He died that quick between that little talk that we had.
Wow.
And then once again, he said, one day you going to have your own morning show. And it's like everything he said just happened. And then out of nowhere, here it is, me and DJ B, we just get put on a morning show.
Yeah.
Dog, we ain't go through no training or nothing. It was like, y'all the new morning show. And we just went from there. We ain't never had nobody guide us, set up our whole morning show. We did everything on our own.
That's crazy. That's dope though.
Yeah, dog. So the stories be crazy how the junk come around, how you don't know who gonna be who in your life.
And that's crazy. And that's crazy too with Law, right? So Law and the Buddha Brothers was the reason why I got in the radio. First, it was a guy. I got in the radio selling weed. So the dude who was the program director, they just opened up the station at the school I was at the college I was at, North Carolina Central, NCCU one time. So he came to buy some weed, went in anyway. So he told me I need to get in the radio because it was a whole bunch of people at my house on the porch. I was cooking out, whatever. So I'm doing, you know, like Black was doing when I seen you at DTLR. He was like, yo, man, you know what? You need to get in radio. And I'm like, you know, whatever. So end up, you know, he was a constant customer. So one day I came home. I was thinking about it driving, and I came home and the Buddha Brothers had Biggie on the radio, and a light switch went on, and I said, yeah, I'm gonna get in the radio. So they inspired me, and I always tell them that. And even when he called me one day when I was in Atlanta, and he was like, yo, man, I just seen this article in the whatever, I can't remember the magazine. It was a radio magazine. He was like, I'm proud of you, man. You know what I'm saying? And that meant a lot to me coming, because when I first met him, I remember when Lonzo Mourner had the softball game. And I was, you know, I talked to him, but he was kind of standoffish. Yeah. Because he know we was competing at that time. I was at the rival station. But Big B, so I was like, yo, Big B, you know what's? He was like, man, it ain't nothing, man. You know how it is. So Big B explained it, because Big B always been like that, you know, kind of like real cool. He, you know what I'm saying? So the impact that the Buddha Brothers have left on this area, man, is never will be forgotten. And I definitely want to show them some love for what the things they have done and the people they have inspired, because they definitely inspired me to get in the radio.
They the ones that kicked off the whole 757 movement, the staple 757. Like, so like, dog, like I would never, like DJ Law, one of the most intellectual brothers I have ever met. Like scientist mode. Like first one to do Ancestry.com back in the day.
Was him.
And dog, he ended up finding out that his uncle, because DJ Law mom was white, so he half white, half black. Ended up finding out his great uncle was a grand wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. Whoa! And DJ Law went to go meet him, drove to where he lived to go meet, had a picture with the grand wizard. Dog, that was so powerful on another level. Dog, it sent chills through me because I know the whole story.
Yeah.
And for him to go do that, it was like, especially how big he was against racists.
That's crazy.
And see, DJ Law was an atheist. DJ Law ain't believe in God. And before he died, I ain't gonna say he ain't believe in God. He probably believed in a higher power, but the whole Bible thing, all of that, that was
for sure.
So, and we used to get in heated arguments, almost like fight mode.
Yeah, religion.
Screaming in that. Cause I was a Jesus thumper at that time. I'm like, you. So we in there going at it.
Yeah.
And dog, this was the crazy part. His whole life, he ain't really mess with the church or the Bible and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Before he died, he went to church that Sunday. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Bishop Kim Brown, he was doing the Christmas drive where they get all the kids the bikes and stuff. And DJ Law was teamed up with Bishop Kim Brown and Bishop Courtney McBeth. Yeah, so he and that's crazy because Kim Brown said that he's like, out of all the times he would never come meet me at the church.
He did.
This one day he was like, hey man, I think I'm gonna come try it out, man. And he died that week after he went to church, dog.
That's crazy.
Wow. That
Time, man. Time is like, you know what I mean? Go like that.
Yeah, dog. Like, dog, the stories, we could be talking for this, like, hours based on the stuff that we went through from our station, me transitioning over to that station, just us as a whole. It was a different time.
What I take from that is remembering that I got to appreciate the people that's in front of me, that's actively right now helping me in any kind of way. You know what I mean?
Because the thing is, some people look at some people and don't know how to see the vision with some people. Like, I was just talking to you outside about that. I was like, my problem was people are coming to me and tell me, like, yo, I see you about to move up. Let me help you. I can shoot your cameras. I can do this. And then we do 2 projects together, and then it's like, man, you need to give me 800 or something.
Yeah.
You be like, I thought you saw my vision. Nah, man, I got, So I was like, yo, it is what it is. And I got footage that some of these people got that they never gave to me. They deleted it. It was some classic material. And because I ain't had the money to pay them. But so now I was like, I ain't going to get put in that position again, dog. But the team going to come how it's going to come, and it's going to make sense. And I'm 41, but like I said, a lot of people ain't really pop until they got older. Like Steve Harvey, Cheryl Underwood, all they now just getting their flowers now.
Right.
Like, not that I wanted to be older to get my flower. I still want to be walking around writing, still doing little stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the worst part right there.
That's when you figure it out when you get older. You know what I
Right.
mean? You fuck up or mess up enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You figure it out.
exactly.
You figure it out.
Yeah.
But there's so many different people that's a lot of people don't really understand the level of talent that come from our area. You know what I'm saying?
On
It's
another
a
level,
lot
dog.
of talent. You know what I'm saying?
That Moose conversation pointed out to me too. That conversation with Moose about all the people that came from my
From our area, man. You know,
jazz. Oh man, it's crazy.
yeah, crazy. In football, you know what I'm saying? We got the Michael Vick.
Yeah,
We got
Allen Iverson,
we got Allen Iverson.
Aaron Brooks,
Aaron Brooks. Plexico Burrows.
yeah,
Dre Bly.
yeah,
We got a lot. We got a
Dexter
whole lot.
Reed,
Dexter Reed.
Benjamin Watson,
Lawrence Taylor from VA.
Bruce Smith,
Bruce Smith.
man, dog, like
Joe Smith.
Joe Smith from he had a store in my hood out Huntersville. You know,
Who was Joe Smith?
Joe Smith,
Basketball.
the NBA player. Joe
Yeah,
Smith, you don't
those were
remember?
nice.
Joe Smith was a legend back then.
Yeah.
He really popping. I collect baseball, basketball, football cards and stuff. So
Lonzo Mourning.
yeah,
I ain't no Lonzo Mourning from here.
Yeah, Lonzo Mourning
yeah.
from Chesapeake.
Ronald
Okay.
Kerr.
Sweet
Ronald
Pea.
Kerr.
Sweet Pea.
Yeah,
Sweet
Sweet Pea
Pea.
Whitaker.
Rest in peace, Sweet Pea.
Dog, like VA from producers
Oh yeah.
to
You can keep going.
to
man.
athletes.
Yeah.
We got artists. Masego from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so many.
Yeah, I
Dog,
remember saying
Wanda
early.
Sykes from here. Coco Brown from
I
here.
didn't know
Yeah.
Wanda Sykes was from here.
Yeah,
yeah.
Wanda Sykes, P-Town.
Yeah, Missy.
Missy,
Think about
like,
Missy. Yeah.
Yeah.
dog, man, dog, like,
Rail clips.
people don't understand, like,
Bink.
a lot of cities
Shout
you
out
go,
Bink.
yeah,
Shout out to Bink.
Bink.
Yeah.
A lot
Knots.
Not like a lot of cities you go to, dog. It's some cities that don't get no recognition.
Yeah.
Or if you Google rappers from Cleveland or rappers from, you got to just look at how many people getting an opportunity from certain markets. It's hard. Like right now, Baltimore's on fire. Baltimore got a lot of people in the game doing their thing.
As far as what, rappers or talking about
Just talent in general.
Yeah, general.
My man Cleon, the comedian, just hilarious. My
Tank,
girl Indy,
Javante.
yeah, Javante. Like Baltimore, they getting some love right now.
That when we did the last podcast with Pusha, and he mentioned about how a lot of people come from here, but they have to leave here in order to get on, or make it. You know what I mean? Can you speak to that as a comedian?
Well, Pezo would be the first one that he cussed me out. Like since the beginning of time, Black, you got to leave VA. You gotta leave VA. We love VA. We love it, but it's like you be trying to go against the grain and be like, man, dog, I got so much going and making excuses, and it come down to just something that he say, and it's something that I know you got to take accountability for. It's just everybody's success can be scary. That's just what it is. It can be scary to jump to a whole nother city you don't know nobody.
Yeah.
I'm looking at how long it took me to build my name out here. What I had to go through to hustle. And it's like, do I got any more in me to go start over from scratch in another city to build that up?
Usually, isn't it the people that's not from where you are support you more than...
There you go. And see, that's what I'm saying. I could tell myself that, but I'm like, it used to be a time where your warm market used to be your cousins, your family. But now the cold market is people who don't know. They wait, and the cold market is supporting you more than the warm market. And that's what we keep doing. We keep promoting to the people that we know for every event that we got going on. And we ain't supposed to be doing that.
Why do you think that is, though? Why do you think that we it's easier for us to support strangers than it is people that we know?
Man, that's a good question.
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
That's a kind of hard question, but that's that.
I think that's like that everywhere.
That's everywhere.
Like, so if you meet somebody, if you go to Columbus, Ohio, and you come out there, this your first time out there, you think Columbus, Ohio nice.
Yeah.
You know, man, the love out here. Somebody from Columbus, Ohio, gonna be like, man, these niggas out here don't be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like we do here at home.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's like
people out of towners come to Virginia. When they came to something in the water, the out of towners felt like, y'all oceanfront crazy. Y'all got a strip, and we sitting there looking like,
this shit.
The oceanfront.
This shit butt.
This shit butt. This shit. Them carnival rides been there since I was a baby.
Yeah, but
I'm surprised niggas still getting on them.
I think if we see it though, I think we lose appreciation for it. If it's there in front of our face every single day and to get used to seeing it, you lose appreciation for it.
Well, being able to go to like 7 different markets and do radio, right? You do learn about how cities and the culture and the heritage of the city. Virginia still is one of the hardest places as far as the hating and just a lot of different energies. But what that does, it prepares you when you go to other cities that you ready to get in the grind like you did in Virginia, and it don't be as hard, and you just in a good space, right? Well, I mean, I think that's why so many people when they leave here and they blow up because they're so used to having so much going against them. When they get out this area, they start moving and they grinding, and then they be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? And the love starts to come. But I think this area does prepare you for that with the hardships.
Yeah, the toughness.
The toughness and the different things of that sort, because you got to look at, if you even look at like our athletes and stuff, like they're tough. Like Vic, he was tough. Iverson, tough. You know what I'm saying? They have went through the whole terrain of being in Virginia and that type of hate. And it's not, if you look at it from that perspective, it could be something positive. But, some of us, like myself, I don't like that type of energy consistently all the time.
Yeah.
So that's how that goes with that. But even if you talking about comedians, like we had like Jay Farrell that was on Saturday Night Live. We
Yeah,
had
Leonard Oots.
Leonard Oots.
Yeah, he doing his thing. We got man, Bodacious doing his thing. Bo on the road with DL. And killing comedy clubs. He headlining on his own.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he a force to be reckoned with now.
What's
like,
the guy that was that the actor guy that was on the Big Show? I can't remember his name, but we got quite a few actors as well. That's really
Nate Parker.
Yeah, Nate Parker. That's that's family. That's my family.
Yeah, Nate Parker.
Yeah,
Nate Parker definitely. Norfolk all day.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, man, we got a few conscious or black type movies. We got The Birth of a Nation. We got this movie called The 24. I think it's called The 24 about these. It's two people from Portsmouth in that movie. It was about the military getting treated like crap down in Texas. All black soldiers. And one night, bruh, they got fed up and they went out as a platoon, like marching into the city, start killing all the white police officers and junk.
Oh wow!
You got white. That was a good movie, dog.
Okay, the 24.
The 24.
I gotta make sure I check that out.
Yeah, I send that to you, dog. That's a good one.
And we got the Jay Ski too. That's,
Jay Ski, now that's
definitely.
my brother right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay Ski representing Richmond. Antoine Scott. Man, we got a lot of people, man. Richmond, that's my second home right there.
And like I'm saying, you can even say some of the best R&B cats from D'Angelo to Trey Songz to Chris Brown, all of them from Virginia. Governor, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we got a lot of talent in this area, and make sure if you haven't heard about Something in the Water, go ahead and get your tickets for the next year, because this is one of those epic type of situations that you definitely want to be a part of.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be in May, not April anymore, because April going to be raining you out every time. So I think we're going to shoot for May. But, yeah, that for real, hands down, I would love to give him his flowers. Man,
Sure.
that dude, what he done for the 757 is unmatched.
Unmatched. Ain't nobody can match
Unmatched.
Nope.
And bruh, like, man, when I was out at Something in the Water, this to run across some young kids who from his area, Atlantis apartments. And these young boys just told me so much stuff that Pharrell was doing for the neighborhood that I had no idea. And just to see some straight hood brothers, just like, man, no, he always good over here. My mama was about to get evicted and he paid our rent. And the stories I heard, I'm like, man, yo, for real, bro.
For real, definitely.
For real.
Yeah, definitely, bro.
Thank you, bro.
You gotta give him his flowers, because the things that he's doing, and how he stood up for something, and then he did it the first year, which I was a part of. The first year I came,
Most epic weekend in history of Virginia.
Right, and then to stand for something and not do it the next year because of some racist stuff that was going on.
Yeah.
I give him way more credit even for that, because we definitely got to stand on certain situations and stand 10 toes down. So, big up to the whole Pharrell, Star Trek, everybody. But as a comedian, what do you aspire to be in the next few years? Like, what is acting?
Definitely acting. I need a movie or two under my belt, like ASAP. Like, I feel like some VA Friday type movie coming up, type stuff. But yeah, acting. Kind of running my own. Like, I want my own agency, honestly. Like,
Okay.
The way I be discovering talent and coming across people, like, I want to be in a position to sign and give, and my main thing, just being in a comfortable situation, God willing, that, he allowed me to bless my family and bail a lot of my family out of debt,
That's why I
put
want
my
to.
dad in his favorite home that,
Right.
you know what I mean, and do it where everybody's still like in good health.
Right.
And that's the thing. So, just staying motivated to do it for other people that I love. It ain't about me. You know what I mean?
Well, how can anybody get in contact with you?
Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Anguz Black, Anguz Black, or comedian Anguz Black. On Instagram, it's comedian Anguz Black. I'm on TikTok, but I really don't use it. Dog, that's the thing that we
41, dog. So you know, it's past our age group a little bit.
I'm at a point of using the touch screen with the rotary dial on it now. Like, man, it's just like, dude, just trying to keep up with the internet is just on another level. So
For sure.
I'm trying to do it, get better at it. But yeah, you can definitely find me on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. Snap, I'm just out there really, because girls do some other crazy stuff on Snap. That's
Showing booty.
Yeah, that's where you find all the OnlyFans things. You be psyched up too. You be looking like, oh, Patricia got an OnlyFans. Man, I'm gonna have to pay this $12.99 and see what she talking about.
I said Patricia.
But yeah, it be all the old heads up there. You be like, yo, she ain't cook. She like, tune in tonight, and I ain't cooking just greens. You like, what?
Well, man, listen, man, I just want to let you know, I want to give you your props, man. Super proud of you, man. I know that you will be in movies. I know that you will be that mega star that you've been striving to be, man. I'm super proud of you. Keep representing the V, man. And we appreciate you for coming to the crib, man.
Yeah,
and,
all
and
day.
we always made a pact, whoever make it first, pull the other one up.
Yeah.
All right,
You
man.
know that's all day.
All right, so, and also, too, my man, Humble, man.
Humble.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Be humble.
If you need any kind of podcast needs, the producer, tell them how they get in contact with you.
Yeah, Instagram, man. Instagram at MCXI Studios. Humblevision.com. That's the website. Humblevision.com/MCXI. You can find podcast stuff there. I got podcast sign up. This is some of the other podcasts I got going on. But any photography needs, media needs, humblevision.com. And that's VIZION.
All right. So make sure y'all check me out. You can go to Paint on Paper Pop Program. That's a 501c3 nonprofit that founded in 2009. And what we do is we do a lot for the youth, but we tap into that anger. So you want to learn more about it, go to paintonpaper.com.
He really do a lot for the youth. Not just people that be talking about it. Like this dude, man, he in the belly of the beast. Like juvenile homes, prisons. He do it for real. So if you out there, you watching this, you got any type of association with helping with the youth, anything, look, listen to me. It's a no-brainer to reach out to Pezo and make it happen, yo. This dude is, man, his heart for kids, man, is unmatched, bro, for real. So please.
Please go to paintonpaper.com, leave a donation. Please get a reminder band, too. It's a band that's come on. But anyway, we just want to let y'all know the Cribb Show is definitely Amos and Andy. You know what I'm saying? And also, I'm Humble, man. We're going to holler at y'all, man. The Cribb Show.
The Cribb.
Peace.
Cribb Show.